Hello, everybody. Uh,
Hello.
welcome along for I suppose it's our latest AMA and some of our updates that we've got for you guys. So, big thank you for tuning in tonight. I hope all of you can hear us okay because we were messing about with some of the audio and just trying to get it right before we jumped in. And with me this evening, I have our senior blockchain developer, Ace Van Acker, who is pretty much responsible, along with a couple of other people, for the token actually existing. So yeah, without him, we wouldn't be sitting here today. Um, yeah, so Ace, I believe you've got a whole bunch of stuff for us to just dive right into.
We've been compiling the questions on Twitter as well. Our fantastic admins on the Telegram have been getting their questions together for us. I've compiled about all I could get into this, and we'll go through them, answer them, and then we'll carry on with the updates after that. So we'll get started right here with the AMA, and we've got our first community questions from Crypto Universe, seldom seen. And he asks, in regards to the CFO and game director, will there be a replacement? And is there any progress with the game original soundtrack? Any names we can drop? And question number 3, when web update, which I assume is relating to our website.
So normally I would just answer one of the three, but because it's seldom, it's a different.
It's seldom.
It's a different question. So yeah, with regards to the CFO and the game director, so I am more than confident, and plus because we've taken on Adam Shu as our producer, like me and Adam are strongly of the belief that it's basically what I've thought all along, was that Mag and Jason together as a team combined are incredible. Like the pair of them are fantastic, and I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that they together do a better job than we were getting with our game director, because I mean, they have such a massive understanding of not just computer games, but like role playing games, board games, everything, and you can actually see that when you go through all the documentation that they've created, that they have just this amazing understanding of anything to do with games. So I am in no doubt that they're doing a great job. With regards to the CFO, what we have done is we have taken in an independent company who are actually based in the same tower as we are in Dubai. They're based in the DMCC as well. And they came as a recommendation. So they're going to be looking after all of our accounts for us, all of our books, doing our returns, doing all of that stuff, keeping us legal on that side of things. And we've also hired an independent business analyst who's actually, we hired him independently at the start, and we've now taken him in as part of the team on contract. And he's just so good. He actually used to work with Adam in the past. And he's brilliant, but he's got a real strong grounding in finance, and both from the perspective of raising money, so literally as in like being part of a games company and going out there to attain funding and that side of things, but he's also done it from the other side of the fence as well. So he's done it from the side of the fence of producing of like looking for companies to actually give money to. So it's a really good combination. Having him on board is brilliant. So between our outsourcing and Tony, we're covered in that regards. With regards to the game OST, I can't actually say who is going to be doing that because he's asked us not to say yet. But he's done some pretty big stuff. Let's just put it that way. He's done some of the biggest games that all of us will have played. And he's brilliant. But the other thing is as well is that it's not just like we're going to get some really cool stuff from him, but the we've had some offers through the community side of things as well to do some soundtrack things. And that actually interests me a lot as well. And we've had some really good stuff sent through to us. We've been given some really good SoundCloud links. So yeah, there's a lot of different options on the table, but all of it is just, it's really cool. It's going to be really befitting. My preference and my thinking on it is I loved the opening soundtrack, the opening sounds, everything to do that Destiny 2 had. Like when that opened, it was just so
Oh
like
yeah.
anthemic and powerful. and that's the route that I'm wanting to go down. So yeah, there's definitely, it's going to be good. I know that much for sure.
Yeah,
The last
I can.
question about the web update. Do you want to take that one?
Yeah. I'll take over for that one. So we're currently in the middle of pushing an update live to the Quantum Work Finance site. That's our marketplace and our web app section. And I know, Fraser, you've been working slowly on updating our actual main website, and I think that you guys will see several updates for those in the coming months. Whereas you'll see a more immediate update to our marketplace,
Oh,
our Web3 connected site.
it's actually a really good question. It's a really well timed question because yesterday and the day before, we're sitting down with our community manager and going through a few things, and we've been going through with the rest of the team, and we actually want to do like a full update to the website to add some new sections in. We need a new job section because all we're doing is hiring just now.
Yeah,
Um, so we need to get that section added in. I want a full like media gallery, which is get every image that we've released in the past, so everyone can just look it up. Have that put into sections, you know, like Jericho, Seekers, all these different things. I want all of that to be there. And it's a massive update, and I'm going to try and get Hugo. I've spoken to him once, but I need to catch up with him again. He's actually part of our community, and he's brilliant. So I want to get Hugo to come back in and do it because he did such a good job before, and we've actually prepared a lot of the screens of how things should look, so it should make his life quite easy.
nice. Yeah, I think that yeah. So those are all coming. Not immediately, but I can say that we are going to have an immediate update to the Quantum Work Finance marketplace side of things. My team has been busy working behind the scenes and building on that, but more on that later. We'll go on to the next question. Oh no! All right, there we go.
You're killing me. Where are you going?
I'm killing myself. I'm killing myself.
There we go.
Um, from Nate 344340023. Is the team still on track for the 2024 launch? And any updates on the blockchain that the company is looking to construct? Probably pick one.
Uh, both are pretty easy to answer. In fairness, the team's on track to give us out something by the end of 2024. I can't guarantee what that's going to be. Progress has been slightly slower than I would have liked, but that's due to funding more than anything else. If someone came along and gave us all the funding tomorrow, that'd be a different question. So we're still going through our raise with US Capital, and hopefully that'll be finished soon, and then we'll be done. We're pretty successful in Monaco, so bringing some of those people into it as well. But these things don't just happen overnight. They take a bit of time to finalize and get over the line. So yeah, but like hopefully by the end of 2024, we want to have like we like Ace. You know, like the other day, we were literally running about the Blitz version of the game that we're knocking
Yeah.
together, and that's going to be finished first before anything else because that's going to be our POC. So I don't know. I don't want to say you're all going to be playing it by the end of 2024 because I feel like that would be inaccurate and it would be putting our game team under a lot of pressure, which I don't want to put them under. They're already under pressure. They're already doing a really good job, and I don't want to detract from that. As regards to the blockchain that we're building, yeah, I suppose I dropped a little hint the other day about his name, but that's about it. All I can say is that it's going to be EVM compatible, and we're already fixing one of the biggest issues the EVM chains have, and we know how to do it, and we've done it.
Yep.
So that's that from that side of things. That's quite exciting. But there'll be more information on that. It's kind of like I suppose it's kind of like a joint thing between PQ and Onboard. I mean, the two companies are separate, but it's kind of like a joint thing between the two. But it's specifically designed for gaming, and we want to bring all the games onto one chain because that is the biggest issue with any crypto related games just now is the fact that every one of them, or loads of them, they're all split across loads of different chains. So
Right.
if I want to jump from one game to another, that's problematic from a currency perspective, and I don't want to have that issue. What we want to do is streamline that, and that's the whole purpose of the chain.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. All right. We'll go on to the next one.
Oh, look at that.
Uh,
That was seamless that time.
oh,
Seamless.
dude, I'm a quick learner. So this is from Disco Dave. Have a question for the game. For the total supply of qubit, can it be confirmed what percentage of supply is locked away from any potential quantum warp games, and what is the max supply that will be released for PQ? An emission or token release schedule would be ideal. Huh? I wonder if I. What's that? There we go. So,
That almost looks like a pre-made purposeful pie
oh
chart.
my god. So,
That's dirty.
yeah, it's almost like we may have read these questions beforehand. So, as you can see, we currently have we have 55 billion tokens burned. A total of 60 billion will be burned in the immediate future, running up to the game's release. We've got currently in circulation approximately 244 billion. That will be 249 billion by the end of the month. You can see in cyan we have the team tokens. Those start to become unlocked, but I mean, among the team, we've all agreed that we're not taking any profits from this until we have a workable product. That just
Do you know what? I always think that it's the most ridiculous, dumb thing to do.
oh my god, like
Could you imagine though, like if our tokens unlocked and then like we just like that would just be like the worst thing that you could do.
it like if you have a real why would you like we don't need our tokens for that. We're going to be using them for playing the game alongside you guys.
I'm
um
just gonna be using them to buy stuff in the game just so I can walk back in and smoke
right.
people like a god.
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
But
all right,
in
well,
fairness, Mag has promised me that that is not something that I'm going to be able to do anyway. So
no. I mean, it's gonna. Well, I mean, you are better at FPSs than me, that's for sure. So I imagine you'll be doing a lot more smoking than I will. But at least I'll be a great source of NFTs for people when they find me in the game. Just immediately come across and destroy me in a in a blaze of glory. Um, you can see there's another additional 150 billion down there in the dark purple that we've reserved for liquidity operations, and those will be injected in along with BNB to our liquidity pair. Um, Much closer to the game launch, we want to make sure that that there's a stable or a less volatile point that the token can be traded in, not so subjected to the swings of large scale traders. And to that end, we're going to increase the liquidity pool. Right now, we've got about 14 billion in the liquidity pool, so 150 billion tokens added would be a substantial addition to the liquidity pool.
well,
And then there's,
our plan is to use 10 million US dollars out of our raise and pair with BNB
yeah,
and pump it back in.
but of course, we'll be mindful of the timing of that, making sure that we're not putting it lowering the volatility at a point where we still think that there's going to be massive adoption. So we do have experience doing this sort of thing. So know that your value will be protected, and we're going to do what's absolutely best for the token price by time of launch.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
and then the rest of it stays locked. That's about just less than half of the total supply of 1 trillion tokens. I think it's about 490 billion tokens will stay locked in Unicrypt. We're not touching them. If we need additional tokens for the for further games down the line, once we start to get into that territory, it's getting a bit ahead of ourselves. But I think it's important to give ourselves a little bit.
the reason that we've got it is it's literally that like age old expression of it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Absolutely.
Because if we have it locked up, it's sitting there. If we need to use it for something, if we need to use it for an additional game, you know, all these different types of things, like it's there, but it's staying
Yeah.
locked. Like there's no reason why we would sell it.
Yeah. Well, it's locked. We literally can't.
Okay, well,
So
that's a valid point. Like that's the advantage, and like the guys at Unicrypt, like Shav and everyone are amazing. They're genuinely good guys. If you jump onto Unicrypt, you can use the link somewhere. I don't know where it is, but someone will be able to post it. You can see all the lockups, and you can see how long it's locked for. You can see what style of unlock is associated with that specific lockup. There's so many things that you can do. It's really good. So like if you get any questions, you can literally just jump on there and see everything as well.
Yeah, I mean
I
it's
don't know. I
blockchain.
don't know if it's. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if we just missed it, or maybe they've added it as a feature, or if it's something that could be added as a feature. But it'd be nice to actually be able to name those locks. Like
It would
actually
be.
name them.
Yeah. Put like labels on them,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have to talk to Shav. Like, I imagine it wouldn't be an incredible ask either way.
No, I think that's more of a UI thing than anything else, and UX just
Yeah,
to make that work. I don't think it's anything that's really hard to pull off. But I think it'd be a
yeah,
really good
certainly.
thing to do.
Yeah. All right. Moving along from that, everybody's got a nice good look at their token chart. Booyah. All right. Here's a
Oh yeah.
seven-part question. You ready? You ready for this? So,
Oh my
I
god.
think it's a long-winded question, but I think it's a single question. So I'll just read it, have a think about it, and then we can answer it. A common worry for blockchain games is given that. Oh, sorry, this comes from Impact D. A common worry for blockchain games, given that players will be able to kill and steal other players' NFTs, and the NFTs have economical value. Some people could fear the competition in game because it could result in money loss. Apart from potential risks like hackers and therefore unfair competition, in every video game there are skill differences based on personal talent or amount of practice, which depends on the amount of personal free time. Usually in games with microtransactions, the people with jobs and more financial resources tend to appreciate the ability to compensate their lack of available free time for grinding and practicing with money. The outside grind balances out the in-game grind. The mechanic of stealing someone's equipment could disrupt this balance. It cause anxiety and therefore motivation to play. Um,
I think I can take it at that point, which would be, I mean,
yeah,
and then we can read the rest of it. But like what we're doing is building on an already very popular style of game. We're building a first person shooter, which is a looter shooter, something that's fast paced. So it's kind of like taking all of the best elements and the adrenaline, like, because gaming, especially shooter based ones, they produce more adrenaline than they produce anxiety. Like, you get more of a dopamine hit by playing a first person shooter than you get anxiety. 100%. Like, it's literally proven that you get a really big dopamine hit playing first person shooters. Now, by adding in the monetary element, or it's literally the ownership element, because the whole purpose of this was not to create a system where all of the items in game were just worth money. Like, yes, they are, but the whole purpose of it was to actually give ownership. Because the whole pet hate and the whole reason that this started was, if people go into a game just now like Apex or Fortnite and they spend $50, that's $50 that's gone, and they're never ever ever getting it back, or being able to resell it, or being able to improve on that item and then sell it for more. That's not
right,
possible. But so the whole point in what we're doing is to give the ownership element back. And yeah, you might lose some stuff. But you also have just an equal opportunity to go and win stuff and take stuff from other players.
right.
And craft,
And
like people will be going into this game not just so, like, imagine the pace of Apex. Like, when you're running around in Apex, and that shit is fast, right? It's a very fast paced game, it's very fluid. And then in the polar opposite end of the spectrum, you've got Tarkov, which I was literally playing the new update today from the latest wipe. That game is outstanding. It's not just good, it's outstanding, because they've got such a nice balance between, like, movement and stealth and, like, the gunfights, like everything. The firefights are amazing in it. They're really, really good. But you know that you have a lot on the line. Even in Tarkov, you've got a lot on the line, because these are items that you've either stolen from someone, you've ground, you've gone and won money, and you've bought them in the store. So it's a very similar thing. But the only thing is that, again, you don't own them.
right.
So we're able to do that by using our cryptocurrency to put a value against these items, but the value is determined by the player. So
Entirely, right.
if you want to go and jump in to the store and sell a really nice gun that you've got, and you determine that to you is worth $30, and someone buys it for $30, then congratulations, you've just made $30 doing it. So it's a balance. I wouldn't say that it's going to cause anxiety. I wouldn't want it to cause anxiety, but
No, goodness.
the thing is, everyone's different. Every single
Right,
person on this planet is different. Like, some people choose to go and play poker. And poker is a high stakes, high adrenaline, high dopamine hit, high stress. That's what poker is. This is not poker. This is you choosing to play something because you enjoy playing first person shooters. You want to own the items that you have in game, and we're doing it by NFTs. What we're doing hasn't really been done before. So there's going to be some balancing things. There's going to be stuff that needs tweaked. Every single game has balancing issues. All of them do. There isn't one single game that's ever come out and it's been perfect right out of the gate. It's impossible because you need to feel out how other players are playing. So I hope we do a good job. We don't want to cause anyone anxiety. We'll see how we get on. We just want people to have fun.
And I think that's when we're speaking with the game side team, they're like driving like motivation is to make a game that's fun, that they want to play, that is fun and exciting. So
even in that grey box level we were running about in the other day,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but that shit was fun. Like
it's
great fun.
Well, unless I'm getting like teabagged by Magnus for the 5th time in the match, but I mean that's
I did absolutely rattle you a couple of times, so I was quite happy.
Yeah, once we get the grenade balance right, I think it's going to be solid. But oh boy, yeah. All right, we'll move along.
Are you saying that those grenades have high splash damage? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that grenades were the end of me, like back to back to back.
Well, in fairness, at least one of those times it was me, and you had put yourself in essentially what was a box.
Yeah, that's true.
It was like a free like.
Yeah, it was just Kobe and yeah, well,
Kobe.
What can you do? Lessons learned in the playtest, and I think I'll stick to sniping.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We're now moving from the Twitter side over to the Telegram side. One of our admins, Jem, was kind enough to compile all of these into a single post, and I've taken these and separated them out. So, per the new updates calendar, how often should we expect updates?
So based on the new updates calendar, between every 7 to 14 days, but I want to make that more often because, and this is like an uphill battle for me with the game team, is that I've seen there's loads of cool games being made just now by indie developers, quite similar to small team stuff, and they're actually putting on all of their social channels just like what they're doing in general, like all of the broken shit, like here's something that's broken, here's how we fixed it. And it's dead simple.
Yeah,
it's dead simple, but people love it and they love the engagement. And I want to get that because we're making a first-person shooter. A lot of shit breaks, and some of it's but the thing is,
especially in our pre-alpha belt,
some of it's hilarious. Like I just want to screen cap all that stuff and then just dump it on, TikTok or YouTube or whatever, because these things are fun and it just drives more engagement. So to answer that question, I want to be putting out stuff way more often. But for me it's a balance because I have to keep my team happy, while also keeping the community happy. And my team is made of perfectionists who don't get that you guys just want to see anything, and you would love to see broken shit. You would love to see any development, a spinning model, whatever it is, a little animation that the animator's been working on. What these guys want to put out to you is finished, almost finished, like looking stuff. And what I want to put out to you is everything that we're doing. So I need to find like a bit more of a balance because we're not putting out enough content. It's something that really annoys me. And you guys deserve more content. And I think I don't think I would be wrong in saying that we're not going to get judged on the current standing of what we're doing because, as everyone understands, we're building a game from scratch and these things take time. I think that people would rather be taken on the full journey and see all the broken stuff, because I can see it from other companies that are building games that when they put stuff out like this, it's hugely popular. There was one I watched earlier, it was on TikTok, and it had over 500,000 likes and 2.8 million views. And all they were showing was a cat walking towards a pair of automatic sliding doors in a completely grey box level where they were trying to program the doors just to open and then close, just like a pair of automatic doors. But what was happening with the doors was they were like as one of them was opening, it was like buggering off like 100 meters in the distance.
Off to Narnia with the door.
Exactly. But it was funny and it was engaging.
Yeah.
And it was like the bug that we had the other day when we were playing, where like Mag was jumping off a box or like a level or an edge that was maybe like 6 feet high. And then he was landing, and what would happen is he stayed in that crouched position, but he was still moving and jumping the way that he would. So it looked hilarious. So it's stuff like that. I want to put that out. I want to
or when he accidentally I was looting a crate and two guys like ass jammed me and I ended up like floating off into the sky. Yeah. I mean, stuff like that. It's stupid. It's delightful. Obviously, I think our gameplay team would rather that not be seen as something they've created.
I totally understand that. I totally understand wanting to put out perfect content, but we live in an imperfect world, and we have a massive community of people who just want to see what we're up to. It doesn't matter if what we're up to is the most polished AAA thing in the world. I believe, and you guys can tell me in the comments, you can tell me in Telegram or wherever, I believe that our community wants to just see what we're doing. And I reckon I could put up a picture of me sitting on the toilet and you guys would find it hilarious. Like,
only if you were in the pink shirt.
Dude, I love the pink shirts. I have none with me back in Scotland. It was an error.
No.
Yeah, I know, right?
I should have broken into your closet and worn one of your pink shirts.
It would have looked huge on you, like your small frame versus mine. It would have looked like a tent. But yeah, like, please tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But I believe that you guys just want to see more stuff. It doesn't matter if it's broken. You just want to see stuff. Like, that's what I think.
I mean, that's certainly from my perspective. If I am an outsider looking in, that's definitely what I want to see. And I know that Adam understands our sense of urgency. He's kind of bridging the gap between the gameplay team and Fraser's desire to just show you guys everything. Just open up our private Google folders full of all this pre-release imagery. But in terms of the actual update schedule, the one that Adam made, we're scheduled for community updates on a bi-weekly schedule. So that is the actual answer given by the guy who's actually putting out the updating. That doesn't mean we won't do it more frequently. As Fraser says, that we're really interested in taking you guys all the way behind the scenes to see more. So know that he's going to be pushing to get more frequent.
And the thing is, if you guys post in the comment section, if you guys post in Telegram that is the stuff that you want to see, that gives me the ammunition and everything that I need to then take that to the game team and be like, look, I'm not wrong. Here's what it is. Everyone is asking for it. Let's give them what they're asking for.
Yeah, so if you want to make Adam's life real hard come Monday, go ahead and just pour into the Telegram and let him know.
Absolutely. Right, let's keep going.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Next question from Telegram: how long after the game release on PC should it be released on other platforms, PlayStation and Xbox? And I don't know if we can really give a realistic time frame, like as soon as possible.
Yeah, I was literally going to say as soon as possible.
As soon as we are actually able to. I imagine that at the point that we get to that development process, then we have a game completed and ready to ship. We'll have the resources on hand to expedite.
Exactly, and the thing is, it does take a bit of time for these things to come through.
Yeah.
You need to get granted permit, especially with what we're doing. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
No one's done that before, so I can guarantee that we're going to hit some walls and have to do some interesting things. It's going to be fun, but as soon as possible, basically, because I grew up Xbox. It was PC first, and then I got a SNES, and then I got an N64, and then I got a PlayStation. Yeah, that's right. Then an Xbox. Then the Xbox came out, and it was the biggest fucking thing you'd ever seen in your life.
Oh my God! There's a reason that there's this internet meme of Xbox huge. Do you
Exactly,
remember the
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
original controller?
Yeah, yeah. But the thing was, the original Xbox was so groundbreaking because essentially it was just like a mini
Absolutely.
PC. And
Yeah.
but the thing was, the fun thing was that you could network them. So I remember taking my
Yeah.
Xbox into school because at lunchtime a bunch of us who were total fucking nerds would take all our Xboxes and like system link them and steal all the TVs from the different departments and play games of Halo.
Oh,
Um,
dude. Yeah. Like when the original Xbox had just come out, um, I was a freshman in college, and in the freshman dorms, like every one of the dorms had a network outlet. And so you would just
Perfect.
go on, you would plug in your Xbox, and you would see open lobbies for Halo, and you just like land it up. Oh my God, we played 16 player Halo matches just as a regular thing, and that was such a time on the original Xbox. I was an S type controller fan. I like the smaller version, but I know some guys swear by those old chunky original
Do
controllers.
you know what? I had no issue with the chunky original controller, but I've got hands like shovels, so like
Yeah, that's fair.
I had no issue. But then it was like, so I grew up playing Xbox, so I can understand. I grew up playing all the consoles, and I can understand people's want and desire for being on the PlayStation and Xbox, and that is absolutely our goal, is to have this as a cross-platform game because it's so
Yeah.
important because it's such a huge thing. And like I still think, and it's going to take hella convincing to break me on this, but I still think out of like if you had to look at PC, Xbox and PlayStation, the most social platform and easiest to access and easiest to navigate and play and have fun with your friends is Xbox. And I don't care what anyone else says. I don't care if someone says Steam and all that and using Discord's better. That's bullshit. Putting on a headset and sitting on my Xbox is way easier to play and have fun over a PlayStation because the PlayStation menu system is garbage, and the PC one you've got like so many different ways you can communicate. Like, so Xbox is my one. But anyway, I'm digressing.
I mean, I'm an Xbox or I'm a PC supremacist. So I that's the platform that
There
I've
is
always
no,
gained from.
I have no doubt that PCs are better for playing games on, like using my keyboard and my mouse and
But in terms,
and
yeah, the collaboration, like just immediately jumping on and playing with somebody, yeah, I could see that.
it's fun. It's just easier, and like
Yeah, yeah.
I've got a huge group of friends that play an Xbox, and like every time I see them, they're like, "When are you buying a new Xbox?" And I'm like, "Fuck." Like, it's like I've not got. Today was the first day. Today was the first day that I've played a first-person shooter in maybe 4 months.
I keep
Like,
telling you, jump into a game of Fortnite with me.
no,
I'm having
I'm
they,
afraid. I'm afraid
ah.
if I jump into a game of Fortnite, it means that I've sold my soul.
I
Um,
mean, we are literally working with Epic Games. Like, I don't.
I love Epic Games. Their Epic Game Store is great. Their Unreal Engine is phenomenal. Fortnite is not for me. It's not for
But
me.
you could. They just released. They're right now. You know what? Anyways, we'll move along. But yeah, Kieran knows. He and I play Fortnite on the daily, just ruining small children. It's great. All right. Our next question from Telegram: how is the VC funding going? Did the whole go through Abu Dhabi move pay off? And a second question in the same vein. I just threw them both on. Different person, but same idea pertaining to
Same.
VC.
Yeah, yeah.
Many seem to be expecting an announcement that is here and done. If not, where exactly in the process? He wants to know what page we're on the agreement. I don't know
Um,
if we're going to get that from, as you guys, I'm sure, are aware, the VC process is complex and there's a lot of stuff that has to happen. Fraser's in a better position to talk about it, though.
it's yeah. We're well into the process. I'm not going to say anything until everything is like until I see money hit my account.
Exactly.
Then I'm not going to say anything because if I say anything before then, all I'm doing is either jinxing myself or lying to you.
Exactly.
And
We,
I don't want to do either of those things.
at this point, I mean, it's fairly safe to say that it's relatively out of our hands.
Yeah,
Would you say that
absolutely.
that's fair? Like, we're at a point. So we obviously different businesses work on different time frames, and we can't say if or when that will happen.
No, no.
But we've done everything in our power to facilitate that.
Yeah, like I can't do it. Like I'm at the point where it's between lawyers and US Capital, who are brilliant, really, really nice bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like it's between them and some of the investors who we met in Monaco. I really can't do any more. So it's between all of them, and as soon as I have the information on it, I'll
As soon as
get
it's
it.
a done deal, I mean, obviously our community will be among the first to know. The first to know will be
Well,
the core team, and then we'll take.
other than me and the core team, like everyone in the community will be the first to know.
Yeah, absolutely. As with all of our updates, we really do take supreme pleasure in bringing you guys along with us
Yeah,
every
it's
step.
just it's like updates in the past couple of months have been slow. I will happily admit that they have been slow. But the thing is, we've been doing so much stuff, like just actual work on the game or the company or working with lawyers, working with VCs, going to like investment shows, all of this stuff. It's not glamorous. It's not a lot of fun most of the time, but it's hard work. And I can't,
Yeah,
I like trying to then trying to put like a glossy, fun facade on shit which is ultimately boring as hell is very, very difficult to do.
yeah.
And like the game's been going through a process of where they're like fixing bugs and adding more content in, and then fixing more bugs and adding more content. So it's been difficult to then take stuff from the game to show you guys. But it's yeah, I want to update you guys and give you as much information as possible all the time. It's been very hard to do the past couple of months, and like we flew back to the UK at the start of July to escape the heat in Dubai. The kids have been off school. I could sell at least one of them by now.
I mean,
And
we talked about NFTing him and just putting him on OpenSeas. I can write the contract. Like I could have it live on mainnet tonight, and you could own a small child on OpenSeas.
I feel like that would be wrong, and it would raise too many questions, and possibly
Yeah, maybe not.
possibly get me arrested. So I don't.
Almost certainly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I don't want to do that. But so I've just been super busy. Like everything with the run up to the wedding as well. That took a lot of my time and
yeah.
and my patience. But it was like the best. And but I'm not gonna lie,
But it was amazing.
that was the best day of my life. Like
Yeah.
that was the most fun I think that I could have had. And I'm just gonna tell you, this is how my morning of the wedding went, right? Because it was far too good to pass up. Was woke up, went downstairs, got a fully cooked breakfast in a hall that was built in fucking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It was beautiful. And then me and the boys went outside and we shot clay pigeons for 2 hours. Came in, had something to drink, got ready, got married, had an epic meal, had a bloody good party, went to bed. Awesome. Best day.
What more can a man ask for in life?
I'm sorry, but like the clay pigeon shooting first thing in the morning was
Oh,
king.
my shoulder is only now recovering.
Yeah, but that's because you've got like a little baby shoulder compared to mine.
All right, now look. I had bruises. Those shotguns kick.
They do kick. They do kick. Even the little baby 28 gauge you were using kicks, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Meanwhile,
It is okay.
I'm
It's okay.
I'm like sitting there like double fisting a 12 and a 20.
All right, so let's go on. Should we expect content from inside Quantum Works Studio soon?
Probably not, but
No.
no. That's a quick one.
I mean, we're all kind of working like remotely, right? The Quantum Works Studio. Yes, we have a physical building. No, none of us are working out of it presently.
No, none of us are working out of it presently at all. Like everyone's remote right now.
Yeah, we're. I mean, I assume that once we're all
Like
together, there will be some
where are we covering? Where we've got Dubai, UK, Spain, America, Taiwan,
Taiwan, Hong
Hong
Kong.
Kong, Ukraine, Poland, Italy, the Netherlands,
Yeah, it's
so
just our team is
Russia,
incredibly diverse, and
everywhere.
they're everywhere.
It's yeah. So we have a very diverse team, but everyone's located all over the world. However, And saying that, we've actually managed to work out a really good system that everyone can work to now, so that's quite nice.
It's great. Yeah. 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 All right. Moving on. How long for a playable demo? When it's ready.
When it's ready. Yeah.
When it's ready. We're not gonna pull a cyber.
I saw that question pop up in the Telegram, and I was like,
when it's ready. When it's ready.
The thing is, let's use Cyberpunk as the prime example of how not to do shit. Like, the issue with Cyberpunk wasn't that the game was bad. The issue with Cyberpunk is that people who were higher up in that company were coming under immense pressure from investors to release something. So they got their game team to shove something out that wasn't finished. So, and that is when you saw so many people from that company leaving and going and working for other people. And I'm not doing a Cyberpunk.
And it's just unfortunate because I have no doubt that if they hadn't been under that supreme pressure, that we would have gotten the game because it's CD Projekt Red.
It's actually, if you go and play it now, it's actually pretty good.
It is. I booted it up like 2 weeks ago, and yeah, they've really done a lot under the hood to fix some of the performance and it's the game that should have been released, and just unfortunately was rushed. So,
but it was some mental bugs when you played it first. It just wasn't ready, and we're not doing that. It's just not ever going to happen.
That. No. All right, moving on. Any update on the merch store?
Look, don't ask me about the merch store because it's part of like the website update. And I'm just going to be honest about the merch store. I specifically said when this idea of the merch store came up is that I want nothing to do with it. Nothing at all.
Perfect.
I want nothing to do with making this store. And lo and behold, what happened was I ended up sitting there making the goddamn store and I've not got time to finish it. Because I knew that was going to happen and I was like, I don't want anything to do with this. Like, get someone else to do it.
Because everybody else on the team is too busy making the game to sit there and work on the merch store.
I know, but like go out and... Then the thing was like trying to find a web developer who just wanted to just make your store just so you could sell merch. They were all like, nah, can't be bothered. Or like, I can't do it. And it was just like this constant wall. And then so I was like, do you know what? Fuck it, I'll just make it. But I've never found the time to finish it. But in the big web update for the website, it's going to get finished off because there's some really cool merch. And I want to get it out to you guys to enjoy. The thing is, we're basically making fuck all on it. I don't care that we're not really making any money on it. That's not the point in it. The whole point in it is just that it's just cool. Like, it's just really cool. And like one of the things I love that's in the store, and it's really simple and it's just like it's awesome, is like some of our really nice concept art as massive posters for the wall. And I love that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to get a bunch of them and like put them up in my
wall. It's going to be wallpapered.
Exactly. But it'll get as soon as the website update is complete, it's part of the update to get done.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, right? So like I could put the merch store live tomorrow, right? I could literally do it in 10 minutes. But the thing that is annoying me about it is that the UI on just the store part doesn't look right. And there's like some menus missing and some bits and bobs. And I don't have the time to sit there and program it and fix it and do all that. I just don't have the time to do it. I just want someone else to do it. So I swear, here, if anyone is listening right now who is a WooCommerce developer who is very good with Elementor, please get in touch and let us know because I'll literally pay you to do the store.
Hello at quantumworks.co.uk. Email us with your qualifications, and we will pay you to do our merch store.
Yeah, and make sure. But the thing is, I was going to say make sure they're qualifications, not qualifications. But it doesn't. Yeah, I love that because I think it's brilliant. I think that it doesn't really, as long as you've got a portfolio and you've done it before, and you can show us your work, perfect.
And you can match style, right? Because
that's the thing. The style and aesthetic of the rest of the website is really good, but it's the aesthetic of the store just looks a bit shit. And that's why I don't want to put it live, because I want someone to go in there and just make it look lovely. That's it.
Right. All right, we'll move along. But yes, merch store. Yes, but not yet.
Yes.
Soon.
Yeah.
Roadmap update. This is coming with the website.
And I'll put out the new, because we've got a new deck. It's the same one that US Capital's got, so I'll dump that on the Telegram at some point soon.
and it is expansive. It's got
It's
through
very
expected
expensive.
release. It's a
Yeah.
so we'll get that out to you guys ASAP. I
ASAP.
started saying ASAP and then I started spelling it out and it just ruined me. All right. Since you're in a good position of VC funding and marketing, have we taken steps with famous players or streamers to
No.
test the game and increase interest?
No.
Nope.
Because the game's not at a stage for us to go and do that. So no.
Right. Exactly. It wouldn't they wouldn't learn anything about the game from playing our pre-alpha right now. It's yeah. It's just a like I keep on saying, it's a mechanics simulator. The first thing that happens is we need to make a fun game, like something that feels fun to play, and then the rest follows in after that.
That next question makes no sense.
Dismissing it. I think they're wondering if you can, like, when you no, it doesn't make any sense because that's not the model that we're using. You get the NFT, you loot it, and then you can sell it on the store for qubits, and then sell those qubits for, like,
Money.
that's how the model works. So it's just he has a misunderstanding of how the
All right. Okay.
how the model is. It's
Yeah.
okay though. Oh, oh,
That looks a lot like a diamond hand.
that that is so interesting that we would come to this section. I think that's all of the questions that we had from Telegram and Twitter. So yeah, I think it's time to jump right into the new rewards system. So if you're ready, let's take you on a journey through what we've crafted over the last few months. So prepare yourself for the generous rewards. What we've done since the beginning is we've crafted our systems to reward two things. One is we generously reward our holders, but we reward those who hold the most generously. For those of you who've been with the project from the beginning, you understand that we're a long-term project. We're not here to just ride that pump up and then get out of the project. You're here for the long term because you believe in the game that we're producing, you believe in the studio, and we want to reward those who have held from the beginning, even if they don't have a huge wallet. So the first step towards earning these generous rewards is you have to buy Qubit. You have to buy it. Step 2 is you hold it for 65 days or longer without any sells or transfers. Step 3, you go to our quantumworks.finance Web3 site. You tap in you connect with your wallet. This is the only website we'll ever ask you to connect to, is the marketplace. You guys are used to connecting it if you've ever browsed through the NFTs for sale. There's going to be live tonight. There's going to be a new section where you can claim your reward NFTs. The rewards are going to become available at the end of each month. So the last week of the month or so, they'll be the list will be updated and those entitlements will become claimable. The reward tiers that we've set up are based on the converted USD value of when you bought, and that is before the 10% tax. So the value at which you spent, even if the value of qubit that you received was less. We thought going through this that would be the most fair for everybody, because it's
Because
based on the value you bought it at.
it's much easier to do it. Well, it's not easier. That's a fucking lie.
It
It's
is not easier.
that's it's not easier, but it's fairer. So we wanted to do it off like what the USD purchase value was, because it is fair ultimately. And this new reward system, I think, is going to benefit everyone over time, and it's
That's
really
right.
and it's really cool. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So if you've continued buying, if you've continued building your bag up, those buys are additive into the reward tier.
I love the any sales or suspicious transfers. Like,
Well,
I
because
love
sometimes you
suspicious
see
transfers.
those suspicious transfers. Sometimes you see, like, I don't know, maybe you don't see it, but working on the blockchain as closely as I do, you get an eye for these things, and you're like, why is this guy suddenly moving all this qubit around? And I do try to follow. I follow my qubits very closely. Every one of the
The thing is,
trillion
we've
qubits are
literally
my
written
babies.
programs in order to follow the qubits.
Yeah, there's an enormous backend system now that we've been developing since the beginning that lets us keep a very close eye on movement of qubits. So obviously, there's no blacklists or anything in the token. We did that. I mean, I know most projects now do have a blacklist because they want to maintain some control, but this is DeFi. For your security, we can never restrict your trading.
In
Um,
fairness, there's some points in time when I wanted to blacklist people. Like,
Same, but that's why I didn't include that function, is so that even if we were tempted.
but no, I was meaning just from the perspective of like the ones that we know when people stole
Yeah,
people's
yeah.
qubits, like
Would have
scumbags.
been nice,
But
but
anyway, let's keep going.
yeah. So if you sell, your running total of buys is reduced to zero. You have to buy back in your reward tier, and it says down there any appeals should be directed to me. However, I'm going to set up a Google form by which you can set up an appeal, and it will be manually handled again by me. But
But it
it
basically
won't.
it takes a lot of the questioning and onus off.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
makes
yeah.
things faster.
I think it'll make life a lot easier. So let's take a look. Our first tier is bronze for the low price of 500 USD purchase worth of qubit. You are in the bronze tier. Uh, Following that, at the silver tier is at 1500 USD. We've got the gold tier at 4000 USD. The platinum tier at 10,000 USD. And I think one important thing to note is that for our diamond hand holders who participated in the previous airdrop system, those who received the airdrop from May coming due, um, they will be automatically grandfathered into the platinum tier unless they sold, in which case they are reset to zero and will have to rebuy their tier. So it's just one final thank you for those who held all the way from the beginning at the amounts needed to take participation um, in our original system, and to just as a big thank you to our some of our most ardent supporters who I know have been receiving the airdrops for the whole last year. Above that, if you're feeling real spendy, we have the diamond tier at 25,000 USD.
And just for clarity, there are quite a few people that sit in that tier.
Quite a few people, quite a few people. But for those who really want to flex, we've got the quantum tier. At 50,000 USD, we do have several people who are entitled to this tier, and you know who you are. Um, yeah,
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
yeah, yeah, you do. So these are all of the
But the thing, the
tiers.
thing is, the thing is, it's like I say that in a really jokey way, but these are our biggest supporters, and
These are the
they're
people who are
also some of the
literally
most
responsible
vocal
for our
people in the
success.
chat as well.
Absolutely, and again, from lowest to highest, we would not be here. Like Fraser and I
It
wouldn't
doesn't
be
matter.
sitting
It
here.
doesn't, like I've said. How
It
many
doesn't.
times have I said this? It doesn't matter if someone has spent $5 or 50,000 or 100,000. It does not matter how much someone has spent, because that person has spent within their, hopefully within their
Within their
means,
means.
and
Yeah,
to us that means the world. Like
it does.
to have that level of support.
Yeah, we as a studio, we would not be here at all if it weren't for every single one of our holders. So thank you. And this reward system is designed to keep thanking you all the way up until the game's release. And so, what might you ask, are these NFTs good for? So, when you claim the NFTs, they will sit there on the marketplace waiting for you to connect your wallet and claim them. You can claim them at any time. You can claim them once a month. You can claim them all at the end. You can list them for sale on the quantum marketplace. They are all whitelisted for sale on the quantum marketplace, subject to the usual rules of the quantum marketplace. You put them up for whatever price you think they're worth, and people will buy them or they won't. Um, Buying and selling our NFTs on our marketplace will never affect your diamond hand status. And then when the game is released or a few months prior, we've got the game team working on some really cool stuff. These NFTs will be exchangeable for points on a shop, which will offer exclusive rewards that is rewards only available for people cashing in these NFTs. Some of
So
the things,
thus, if you want to make some money on these, wait until the game's ready and then sell it to people who didn't have the opportunity to buy them in the first, to get them in the first place. Because those people are the ones who are going to buy this shit, who are hardcore gamers who know that that's the only way that they're going to get something.
yeah, and I can't stress enough that the rewards available uh, on this shop are exclusively bought via the points that you get from exchanging in these NFTs. We're going to be showcasing some of those rewards in the coming months, but they will include player titles. Um, you'll be able to buy permanent recognition on the Jericho Memorial Wall. Um, there will almost certainly be drop pod cosmetics and player accessories. And I would be remiss if I didn't say top hat, because I believe that
Pink
Jason
shirt,
said specifically, absolutely never will there be a top hat in game. But I'm sure if the community demands it, that might be available. So
pink shirt, pink
pink
shirt.
pink shirt. And these are separate from the initial sign up rewards, but they will be similar in that they will be player
That exclusive,
cosmetics.
yeah.
Yeah, but exclusively different. And of course, all of these rewards that I've mentioned are subject to change based on the final release schedule, but they will absolutely remain exclusive to this reward scheme. So
What's
rest assured.
what's the next slide?
Um, you know, Fraser, those slide like those NFT images,
No.
they were pretty cool, weren't they? Like
Oh, I thought you were going to
that.
tell me you didn't have them.
No. I mean, you were thinking we would just mint those coins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that really the quality and polish that our holders have been expecting of us through the year?
No.
No, I think we've gone a little above and
Yeah,
beyond here. These are
baby.
courtesy of Matt, one of our just absolutely incredible admins. He saw these coin ideas and was like, "I've got an idea,"
This is
and
based. Hold on,
he's
let me just put this in a nutshell, right? So this is basically what Matt does. Matt, we just put things in the admin chat before it goes out to you guys, so these guys can get a feel, give us some feedback. And what happens is that we put something in that chat that we had no idea was like you could have done something with it. And what Matt does is Matt goes away and he like scuttles about in his little like
in
processing room
Blender
and like in Blender. He's got the hood up. He's like sitting there, and all of a sudden, this shit appears
this
back in the group
appears
chat.
just in the
Like
group chat.
he just does this off his own back, and it is one of the things that I love more than anything about our community is people like Matt who just
Yeah.
do shit like this, and I'm just and I don't want to say it, but Jem as well. Holy shit! What a talent! Like what a talent!
What a talent. So we've got the silver tier.
So
I'll
cool.
just leave it here. You guys can soak it in for a minute, because these are the amount of time spent on these, the amount of effort. We had a lot of time and effort spent on just the coin images, and then Matt took this above and beyond. There's the gold tier.
This is just so cool.
Oh my, every like just the details in them. It's fantastic. These they're already up on the blockchain. They're going to be minted out a little bit later tonight. So yeah, expect these to be going live and be claimable soon. The platinum tier, of course, beautiful. The diamond tier.
Yeah, I like the diamond tier one's cool, but
Oh, the diamond.
my favorite's the next one.
And then of course the quantum tier. We've got the Quantum Works Studios logo in the background of it. Just absolutely incredible
Matt, you are
work.
amazing. Great work.
You've outdone yourself this one, and incredible job. So that concludes our AMA.
Awesome. And it's perfect timing as well because I have to leave. So
Oh
it's
well, it's been real.
It has been real, and it's perfectly timed because as hilarious as this is, and I shouldn't share it with you. So Caitlin's out tonight, and she's out with her mum and her stepmom and her dad at this event, and it's a very swanky do, and it's like a charity fundraiser. Her dad's an amazing singer, so he's singing the event. And Caitlin texted me, and she was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm doing the AMA," and she was like, "We're heading back," and I was like, "Okay." Apparently, apparently, her stepmom's jumpsuit like ripped, and I'm imagining it ripped right up the ass. So she's coming back to get changed, and they're now literally waiting at the door outside. So I need to shoot off. We need to apparently pick what our favorite question was. Have you got a favorite one out of all of them? Do we want to just pick the favorite and then we can dump it in the group chat?
Yeah, let me.
Ooh, there we go. Ooh.
I think my favorite is from Disco Dave.
Go for it. Disco Dave, you have the favorite question.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Disco Dave. I'm going to shoot off. Massive thank you to everyone who joined us this evening. Keep doing what you do. Like, we'll keep plugging away, doing everything that we do here. I'm going to go and sort out a wardrobe emergency now. And then I'm going to then I'm going to play Tarkov. That's basically my night.
Nice. Enjoy it. And I will be available in the Telegram for questions regarding the system. I know I've seen a couple scroll through in the chat, and so I will be available. Our admins have had this system available to them for a few days, and I've been answering their questions as well. So hopefully we're all able to get it handled. Again, thank you, Fraser, for taking the time to do this with us.
Yeah, thank you for joining me this evening. I always prefer doing it with someone, but don't we all?
Dude, that's what she said.
That's what she said. And on that note,